Welcome. Today I'm joined by our new global ambassador, Nick Reed, Oscar-winning producer and co-founder of Shareability. Shareability utilizes Oscar-level storytelling and Silicon Valley technology to break through the noise and build explosive growth for growth brands such as Unilever, Mars, Ford, Adobe, and works with celebrities such as Cristiano Ronaldo, Leonardo DiCaprio, Rihanna, Dua Lipa, who support the work Shareability produces. Nick has agreed to join as a global ambassador to connect the brain cancer community with their global networks, helping us to create a powerful digital content that will raise awareness for brain cancer and ensure ongoing support for our foundation into the future. Welcome, Nick.
Thank you.
Nick, before we get started, would you mind just for the people who don't know you from our community, just talk a little bit about yourself, your background?
Yes, so I'm English, but I've lived in America the last 30 years. I come predominantly out of the film and advertising business. And Shareability was started about eight years ago when I just felt the whole world was going digital. And this little thing we have in our pocket called a phone was going to become the most powerful device in the world. 10 years ago, not obvious. Today, very obvious. And I founded a company with my partner called Shareability. Simple reasoning is that word of mouth is one of the most powerful marketing tools in the world. And sharing something online is really a word of mouth at scale. So Shareability is all about finding the things that people can see value in it, that people want to share. And obviously there are so many people posting, there are so many things going on in the world. The big question is, how do you break through the clutter? So what we aim to do is find what is shareable about a brand, find a way of telling a story to a consumer that actually connects to them, because without an emotional connection, you don't really have anything. No one's going to help you. And then you share that emotion and you share that story, and hopefully people then share it on their social feeds. And now you have momentum and you have visibility. So when we started in the early days of YouTube, we were the viral kings. We were the people that basically made your video go viral. But really, fundamentally, you have to give value to your community. So we take the viewpoint that anyone, whether it's Leonardo DiCaprio, Rihanna, Hyundai, AT&T, whoever it might be, when you communicate with someone, just like in the real world, you want to give them something that helps them. You don't want to take from them. Correct. So that's the very simple philosophy, which I think a lot of people in digital have forgotten, that we're still in a human-to-human interaction, even though it's on a digital setting. And I think that when you forget the human interaction connection piece, that's when a lot of people, fail.
No, that's spot on. So could you just talk a little bit about what made you interested to join as a global ambassador for Cure Brain Cancer Foundation?
Well, I have to say, actually, it's Lance. Met Lance a few years ago in London working for HSBC, and the thing that made me fascinated with him straight away was his incredible curiosity. I've been invited to a luncheon where there was an author that had traveled throughout Asia enormously and was talking about trends and what he had observed. And I kind of loved that out-of-box thinking. That was not what I was expecting. And at the time, I was going to say I was only an Oscar-winning filmmaker. But at the time, Lance was peppering me with questions, really talking a lot about what I did. And the curiosity is one of the things as a filmmaker I love in my subjects. We have done a lot of work for the Red Cross on behalf of other brands. We've worked in different arenas, and a lot of people have come to me to ask me to get involved. And there are so many great causes out there. You have to ask yourself, if I'm going to do something, can I be effective? And I think that from what I have seen, having met some large charities in the world, there is so much intent to do good, but the digital shift is so vast and really so powerful. And a lot of the older traditional companies just cannot make change happen. Lance is very dogmatic, he's very determined. And in the short time that he's been kind of telling me about the work that he's been doing, I've seen incredibly quick results. And it's obviously an amazing cause. And I think really the two things is that for me, if I'm going to put myself to help somebody, I want to be able to actually make a difference. And for me to make a difference, I need two things. I need to have an infrastructure where the people are actually making a difference. And then the second thing is that, Lance and his team have to be able to make decisions and do results, because the last thing I want to do is create awareness for someone and get no results. And, I think the great thing about having someone like Lance, who comes from a banking, very kind of like get things done point of view, is that's what's necessary. And I think, Lance has been so open to my suggestions about how the world of digital needs to be connected in a much deeper manner. And I think, I saw that curiosity come back again. I saw that determination. And I saw how quick he was to get kind of these new philosophies, which to me are so important today, because we all live on our phone. So to me, it was a combination of things. Yes, it was a very good cause, but really I just needed to know and trust that, the Brain Cancer Trust could really make change. And Lance has convinced me that not only, is it worthy, but they are going to make change. And we have the same kind of philosophy about how to reach people, how to connect to people's hearts, and then how to make it easy for them to make a difference. So in short, I think that this is, Lance has created an atmosphere and a company now that can make a difference. And on that, I'm very happy to lend, what I can of my skill and my relationships to that, because now I know I'm doing something that's going to be met halfway. And I think between, Lance and his group, and hopefully what Shareability can bring in myself, I think we can really affect change. So sorry for the long-winded answer, but I think ultimately it comes down to, I see that this company or this organization is very serious about actually making a difference, and that, is everything to me.
No, that's very kind of you, Nick, and I can't wait until you give me the Oscar too. So I'm looking forward to for you to give me the Oscar like you promised. But anyway, we'll move on to our last question. So what do you believe yourself and Shareability can bring to Cure Brain Cancer Foundation?
So, the thing that we are going to look for is we are going to look for the emotional reason why somebody wants to do something. I mean, everybody in their heart mostly wants to help. And what holds them back is awareness, belief in the organization, that the organization will do what it says, and then give them a very simple way of supporting that organization, but then importantly, seeing the results. So really what we're going to do is use our philosophy of why, what value is the Brain Cancer Trust bringing, number one. Number two, we're going to connect them emotionally about the work that it does and why it's worth supporting. And three, we're going to basically help people see the result of the support of the organization. So what we want to do is we want to create a positive feedback loop. Make people aware, actually show them that good work is happening, so they can realize that if they're going to spend, like myself, time to help and support in some way, that it's for a good reason. And then we're going to basically get awareness out about the results, so that we can then increase the size of the group who's aware, who wants to help, and hopefully this complete loop will just getting larger and larger. And obviously the other thing is that, young people are the future, and there's so many important causes that have to get, supported. But at the end of the day, it's the young people that are really going to change. They're the ones that have the open mind. So I think any organization that is particularly focused on helping young people, to me, is worth that extra effort.
Great. Well, again, thank you so much, Nick, and I look forward to working with you and actually introducing you to our community down the road.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be involved, and I'm hoping a lot of you who watch this video will want to know more, that will get involved, and I hope you'll come on the journey with us, because I know, with Lance at the charge, we're going to do some very impressive things. So thank you, Lance.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Nick. All the best.